herbs that can prevent pregnancy. I feel as a woman, you guys should know some of these herbs that our mothers used back then to prevent pregnancies when there was nothing like IUD, contraceptive, all this English medicine and the rest of them. Hi, my name is Dati Harry and you're welcome to this Herbal Academy. If this is your first time coming across my channel, please do well to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification so you don't miss out on my next video that I'm going to be posting. For number one, we have the castor seed. This is what castor seed looks like. This is what our mothers have been using. A research carried out by Bibi Kabelo Toge in 2003 in the middle belt of Nigeria regarding castor seed used as birth control. So they carried out this research with rats first, and they found out that it contains some contraceptive properties, and they later conducted this test on 50 women. They gave them the castor seed for a period of 12 months, and then they came back to prove that the contraceptive efficacy of the castor seed was 100%. And both physical and chemical observation reveals that there were mild side effects, just like headache and the rest of them. Some of the women did not even have any side effect at all. And this process is reversible. The castor seed can prevent pregnancy for up to 6 to 7 months, depending on the individual. After that, your body goes back to the way it was before if you want to continue conceiving. So basically, the seed interferes with the process of fertilization and implanting into the uterus because it has anti-fertilization properties. It also inhibits ovulation. And do you know that men can also take castor seed to prevent pregnancy? Another research carried out by Adebisin Ekwere stated that this castor seed contains anti-spermatogenic effects. So if a man takes the castor seed, it is going to reduce the efficacy of his sperm to the extent that he is going to be infertile when meeting his wife. So you as a husband, you can relieve your wife the burden of doing contraceptive by just chewing the castor seed. And this is reversible because it can also last for a period of 6 to 7 months. The second herbs our mothers used is called pennyroyal, and it looks like this. Pennyroyal is very, very potent to the extent that if you have already conceived, pennyroyal can contract the uterus and force out the child. But its toxicity level is so high that it can tamper with your liver and your kidney, because your kidney is going to take some time to flush out its toxicity. So it's not something that you should turn into a lifestyle if you choose to go on this path. So it's not like Oga will knock you today, you take it, Oga will knock you tomorrow, you take it. You will damage your liver and your kidney. So it's important to use them as emergency if you choose this particular route. So our mothers used them back in those days to prevent pregnancy and also terminate pregnancy. Next I have on the list is wild carrot seeds. So wild carrot seeds, this is how they look like. So basically how it works is that it prevents progesterone synthesis, thereby disrupting the implantation of an egg. So automatically it disrupts fertilization. So this is part of what our mothers used back then as pregnancy prevention measures. And then for number 3, we have neem. I know that most of you know neem. This is the leaf, the root, the bark. Every part of a neem tree is very useful. You can also call neem dogoyaro. It's popularly known as dogoyaro. It's also used traditionally by our mothers back then to prevent unwanted pregnancies. So if this dogoyaro is taken by a man, it acts as a spermicide. It kills the sperm. So if the man releases, the chances of him impregnating a woman will be slim. Then if a woman takes the dogoyaro, it prevents eggs implantation. So if the eggs are not properly implanted, if the sperm is found in the woman's body, when the woman takes the dogoyaro, it kills the sperm that has been deposited in the woman's body. So neem, aka dogoyaro, was part of what our mom and grandmommies used back then to prevent pregnancy. And then we have what we call black and blue cohosh. This is what it looks like. I know that this one is one rare herb, so most of you have not heard of it before, but for those of you that know what it is, black and blue cohosh, our mom is using it back then to prevent unwanted pregnancy. So if you're already pregnant and you take it, it might induce labor or possibly abort the child, but I won't advise you to use this for abortion because for some individuals it might lead to complications. So I won't advise you to do that, but you can use it for prevention of pregnancy. So next on my list is rue. This is what rue looks like. Our mothers used it back then to prevent pregnancy because, like the previous herb I mentioned, it also contracts the uterus, and a contracted uterus cannot host a baby. Uterus contracts when your body is ready to give birth. So if a pregnancy is premature, a pregnancy is there, and uterus is being contracted, what is inside will be forced to flush out, and a contracting uterus will not be able to host a baby. So that is how rue helps to prevent unwanted pregnancy. And then next we have cotton root bark. Cotton root bark is also a herb that our mommy used back then to prevent unwanted pregnancy. This is what it looks like, and just like the previous herb, it also contracts the uterus. So all these herbs that I mentioned earlier, if taken in large amounts, they are not good for your liver and your kidney, because for most of them, the fact that they can contract your uterus, they can be spermicide and all that, you should know that it has some level of toxicity in it. So these are not things that you should consume on a daily basis. The castor seed is even good because once you consume it, it can last up to 3 to 4 months before you start being fertile again. So those are the things our mommy used to prevent pregnancies back in the days. There are still more of it which I'll be making a part 2 of later on. So if this video was helpful to you, please share it to your friends, like, comment, subscribe on my channel, turn on the notification button so you don't miss out on tips like this. That'll be all for today. Bye guys, see you in my next video.